haven't done a proper video on a behind the scenes of how I make videos. I figured with the year coming to an end that it's about time. This is my super flexible editing workflow where I had to switch between multiple machines and edit in different places. I'll also show you all the gear I use and talk a little about why I chose it. Everything starts with the script. I don't particularly enjoy this step, but I find myself leaving out information when I don't write things down. I usually write in any free text editor, primarily LibreOffice. After I'm done writing and researching, I start the voiceover. I like to front load this so I can base all of my filming and editing off of it. My microphone changes. I used to use this Rode shotgun mic on top of my camera, but now I use the inline mic on my earbuds. I know this is the opposite of professional, and yes, I'm getting an actual microphone soon. But hey, it works and it's really convenient to me. I usually grab my laptop, plug in the earbuds, and start recording. After recording, I use Audacity to amplify it and remove all the background noise. Then I take it into Premiere Pro, my editing software of choice. It's cross-platform, I know it really well, and the best part is that I got a free license. It's okay, it has its issues, but it definitely gets the job done. I drop it on the timeline and do a quick rough cut of the audio, and after that, it's time for my favorite part, the B-roll. Pretty much every video of mine will have B-roll of some kind. I got my camera a few years ago from a recommendation on Potato Jet's channel. It's the Canon EOS M50. The main lens I use is this Canon macro lens because I'm always doing super close-up shots. If I want a really nice shot with a super blurry background, I use this Canon lens, which I'm pretty sure was released in the 90s. My mom used this for years before I did. It's just a 50mm prime, but I love the look of it, and it's f1.8. To use it with my camera, I need this Viltrox speed booster, which on top of letting it mount on my camera, gives the lens an extra stop of light. This camera isn't super amazing. The 4K is almost unusable and limited to 24 frames a second, so I shoot at 1080p 60 frames per second. And yes, I know when you're watching this, the video's in 4K, but that's just so you can watch in a higher bitrate. Sorry I lied to you. As long as the shot has enough light, the camera looks good though. I have a 60-watt newer light. It's one of those random Amazon brands, which gets plenty bright for me. This softbox is usually the only source of light I have for the entire video. When I film, I just listen to part of the voiceover, and then I set up my shot and record. I've got a few different places to film, usually just on my desk. This is one of my favorite parts, something about setting up a shot and getting excited about seeing it in the final edit. The camera doesn't shoot really large files, so I record everything into this 32GB SD card. I literally only have one card, and I've thought of getting another card, but haven't ran into a scenario where I need one. I record short clips and offload it pretty much instantly, so haven't really needed it. I do have multiple batteries though. And yeah, when I'm done filming, I immediately offload the footage. I make a copy of the videos on my NAS and on my portable SSD. The NAS is one that I've been improving for years. I think it deserves its own video though, so let me know if that's something you're interested in. The SSD is a 2TB Samsung T7 Shield. The speeds on this are absolutely crazy. It can transfer 1GB per second. That means a 10GB file is done in 10 seconds. An entire Ubuntu ISO, 4 seconds. That's insane. The main reason for this SSD though is that I need to change my editing rig a lot. All the files for the project live here, so I'm not tied to one editing machine. Sometimes I don't have enough time and have to edit on my MacBook. I actually like my MacBook. I wanted to give macOS a shot because I already know Windows and Linux so well. And I generally dislike Apple products, but I'll make an exception for MacBooks. They're a little on the pricier end, but I got a base model Air, and I wasn't planning on doing any heavy work. And editing on it actually isn't the worst. I've done raw 6K video, so a 1080p video from my camera is just fine. But I primarily edit on a PC. I built this myself, and it has a Ryzen 7 5800X, 8-core 16-thread, 3060 Ti, 32GB of RAM, 1TB SSD. It's totally worth the money and can chew through basically anything that I throw at it. Anyway, I get all the footage and load that into Premiere. From there, it's just dropping footage where it makes the most sense. At this point, I record any screen cap that I need, get other assets, etc. Oh, and don't forget color grading. This is the part where you can start seeing the final product. I shoot with a flat color profile, meaning the camera doesn't record it with any color grading, and you get more dynamic range and less noise out of that. Then I just color grade it, and I try not to make the final video too oversaturated. I don't know much about color grading, but I like the look of the video, so it works for me. Then I add a music bed, usually just some instrumentals from Epidemicsound, the thank you for watching screen, and that's basically it. I export the whole video in 4K and start uploading YouTube. But that's not it. I need some other parts. For the thumbnail, I usually have one shot that stands out to me. I grab that from whatever part of the video, put some text on it, and that's it. Super simple. I do the title, description, timestamps, and then move on to captions. I think this is my least favorite part, probably because I've listened to my own voice talk about the same thing for the last few weeks, and it takes a while. I wait for YouTube to process my video, and if I followed my script really well, I can actually upload the script to YouTube, and it times everything for me. I usually add things later or take out entire sections though, so sometimes I rely on purely auto-generated captions. Regardless of which way I go, I download the YouTube caption file and import it into my caption software. I've made an entire video on captions, so I won't go into too much detail, but I have to go through the whole thing and make sure the timing, spelling, and punctuation is correct. It takes a while, but seeing as 40% of my viewers watch with English captions, it's 100% worth it for me. Even if hardly anyone used them, I believe all videos should have decent captions. People can also translate the captions and watch in other languages, which is awesome. I also add some positioning to the subtitles if they get in the way of anything on the screen. Then I export as usually a EBU STL file and add that to the video. I use STL because it seems to have the most support and whatever, it works. The last step is to add some tags, an end screen, and any iCards. And that's it. That's how I make a video from start to finish. I've been working on my setup for a while now. It's been a lot of saving up money for years to get everything, but it's totally worth it. I think that's about it for this video. I'll try to remember to do one of these every year, because it's cool to see how my setup improves over the years. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and maybe even learned something. Thanks for watching.